คลิปวิดีโอนี้จัดทำขึ้นโดยสถาบันภาษามหาวิทยาลัยราชภัฏเพชรบูรณ์เพื่อสอนการใช้คำศัพท์ประโยคการสื่อสารภาษาอังกฤษในชีวิตประจำวันและเรียนรู้วิถีชีวิตขนบธรรมเนียมประเพณีและการท่องเที่ยววิถีใหม่ตามสถานที่สำคัญต่างๆในจังหวัดเพชรบูรณ์เหมาะสำหรับผู้ที่ต้องการฝึกฝนทักษะทางภาษาในทุกระดับ
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of English for Everyday Life presented by Petrobras Ratchapat Language Institute and me, Ajahn Oliver. Today is episode 2 and focuses on the identity of LOMSAK. LOMSAK is a district in the northern part of Petrobras province and lies on a crossroad between Pisnolok to the west and Kongen to the east. You can also go to Le in the north. So our first stop today is right at this crossroad.So whichever direction you're coming from, it's very easy to visit. And it's called Pokun Pamung Memorial. Some English words that I used today to describe location. First we talked about LOMSAK district. So district means Ampere. And we talked about Petrobras province. Province in Thai, Jangwat. And this very location here, very close to a crossroad. Crossroad in Thai, Thang Yak.Pokun Pamung was a nobleman and general of Rat town and one of the most influential people in the founding of the Sukhothai era. This memorial commemorates his successful defense against the area's historic foe, the Khmer. Not much is known about Rat town where Pokun Pamung came from, but people of LOMSAK believe it was in this area, so they erected this monument for him.People now come to pray and leave offerings or ornaments of miniature chickens, which we'll take a look at in a moment. Important English words you should know, I think, are one, statue. Statue. In Thai, I think you say rupan. Second is memorial. Memorial. In Thai, anuson. And third, offerings. Offerings. In Thai, khong thawai.For our second stop today, we've come to LOMSAK town center. As I said before, LOMSAK's history dates all the way back to the Sukhothai era a long time ago. And LOMSAK people are proud to still maintain some of the old traditions, cultures and subcultures from all those hundreds of years ago. Two words I just used are culture, in Thai, Watanatham, and subculture, Watanatham Noi. Another word you might use is culture shock.But I don't think you will experience culture shock in LOMSAK. Culture shock is usually something you experience in a totally different culture, like if you went to another country. So when you talk about tradition or culture, usually you're talking about old things. So I want to teach you a couple of words that are related to old. So first you could use vintage. You can use it with anything old, but.People usually use it for wine, like vintage wine, or cars, vintage cars. A second word is retro, retro. You can often use it for clothing, retro clothing, or maybe music, retro music. Another word is old-fashioned or old school, old school. You can use it even for people, yeah? He's an old school kind of guy. Old schoolไม่ได้เกี่ยวอะไรกับโรงเรียนเก่านะครับ And finally, maybe I teach you a few antonyms or opposite meanings of old. So new. English words you can use instead of new are modern, contemporary, or new age. Now come to Watan Temple in Lomgao district. Lomgao is just about 6 kilometers away from LOMSAK. This is a very famous temple in the area, and if you're religious, you should definitely visit here. The locals strongly believe that any wishes you make here will be granted. And also there are many legends associated with this temple. Let's go inside and talk about some of these legends. So one of the legends about this temple is about the building of the statue of Lung Po Yai. It is said that one day when the workers were working on the head and face of the statue, they took a lunch break. And when they came back from their lunch break, the head and face of the statue were completed by themselves. And the workers had no idea what happened, and finally believed that angels had come to help complete the statue. So, if you ever want to talk to your foreign friends about religion, I have a couple of things to teach you. A couple of English questions that you can ask. Okay? First one, are you religious? Are you religious? And then maybe you can ask them, what religion are you? What religion are you? And then a few questions that all start the same. They all start, do you believe in? Do you believe in? So first, do you believe in sacred things? Do you believe in sacred things? Second, do you believe in luck? Do you believe in luck? You can also ask, do you believe in reincarnation? Do you believe in reincarnation? And finally, do you believe in life after death? Do you believe in life after death? If you want to know more about the history of LOMSAK, its culture and its traditions, I think the best place to come is right here at LOMSAK Museum, which is easily situated on Walking Street. So let's go and take a look inside. So as I was saying before, LOMSAK people still carry on some old traditions, and this is one of them, old-style knife making. The first people who actually settled in LOMSAK were from Laos in Vientiane, and they brought this knife-making skill with them. And today, many hundred years later, it's still continued by a group called Ban Mai Blacksmith Group. They have their very special way of making knives, including engraving each maker's name on each knife. And right here is another LOMSAK local upkeeping a very old tradition. His name is Uncle Yai or Lung Yai. And people say he's the last tricycle rider in LOMSAK. So, as I said, keeping up a very old tradition. I'm now at the entrance of LOMSAK Walking Street. LOMSAK Walking Street is open every Saturday and very popular with the locals. The road behind me is about 500 meters long, and you can buy all sorts of things from food to clothes to local products. Of course, Walking Street is a type of market. If you want to know other words for market, in English we have something called night market. Night market is only open at night. Also we have weekend markets. Weekend means Saturday and Sunday, so weekend market. Other types of market are second-hand market. Second-hand market, where people sell their old things. Another type of market, very popular with foreigners, is floating market. Floating market, I think in Thai you say Talat Nam. And we also have something called local market, where local people sell local products. Today we're going to take a look at LOMSAK Walking Street. Apart from clothes and things, we'll also see some traditional LOMSAK culture, which I talked about earlier. So let's take a look. So as we're at LOMSAK Walking Street now, I think it's a good time to learn about some important sentences that you can use when you're shopping. So I'm gonna go and buy something and teach you some English sentences that you can use when you're shopping.
May I help you, sir?
Oh yes, please. How much is this?
About the little ones, 990. Yeah, these are the simple skateboards for the newborn.
Yeah, quite small.
Yeah.
Do you have anything bigger?
I have the bigger one down there
Yeah.
for the professional board with heavy weight, but a little bit expensive.
Yeah. And how much does it cost?
5,000 baht.
1,000.
Yeah, it's a professional skateboard.
Yeah. How about these wheels? Do you have them in any other color?
About the staircase, I have the just only blue now in stock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was 990.
Yeah, 990.
Can you give me a discount maybe?
For this, I will give you 950.
Okay, sounds good. I'll
Oh,
take it.
okay, deal.
Yeah. Here
There
are.
you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ờ, ขอโทษครับ อันนี้อะไรครับ
ข้าวจี่ค่ะ
ข้าวจีครับขายเท่าไหร่ครับ
10 บาทค่ะ
10 บาทขอ2 ไม้นะครับ ขอบคุณครับ Okay, so as they said in Thai, this is khao ji. In English, we call it grilled sticky rice. It's very famous in LOMSAK, and I think it's difficult to find in other places. They use a special sauce made from chicken eggs and salt. So I think I'm gonna try it. Well, that's the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed our trip around LOMSAK and Lomgao and learned some English along the way. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to follow our Language Institute Facebook page here, and please join us for our next episode, episode 3, at Nam Nao Geopark. See you next time.